Good afternoon, everybody. Today is August 30th, and I just want to go over something real quick. Well, I don't know if it's going to be quick, but basically, what I'm trying to say is that the unemployment benefits have been extended once again, as I've said they would for months. I've been saying it for the past 4 or 5 months now that, once these benefits come out, there's just no way they're going to end it because, well, you just can't, or else millions of people will die of starvation or whatever, or maybe they'll have to cost down. Maybe they'll have to cut down their cost of living, but whatever. Statistics shows that majority of people who are receiving these unemployment benefits were spending way more money on things that they didn't really need, while essential employees have been spending it on necessities, and a lot of them can't make it. 1 out of 4 essential employees can't even make it financially because they're making less than those on unemployment. And because we print more money, and because money isn't backed by any kind of asset, that means that the Federal Reserve could just print as much money as they want. But because of that, goods and services rise, which is what inflation is, right? Because the more money they print, goods and services have to match that number, or they start losing their value of their products that they're selling. So the best way to describe it is that you have one apple, and they cut this apple up to many slices, and everybody, 300 something million plus Americans get one slice of the apple, and then what they do is that they slice this apple even more, and they redistribute the apples accordingly to however they feel like it. There's still only one apple in total, but there's just more slices of this apple now. But with that being said, you guys have to think about it like this. Yes, it's good because people who are on unemployment benefits, some of them really do need it. But then I was talking to a friend today, I mean the other day, and he worked, he lives in LA, and he got laid off last month. Okay, and it sucked. He was pissed because while his sister, for example, was making more money than him on unemployment benefits, he was mad because he got laid off after the CARES Act ended, so he didn't get to make the $600 bonus. But he's applied for the $300 to $400 unemployment benefits, and now he's going to be receiving anywhere from $300 to $400 plus his 58% of his wages. So he's happy because at least it's not 600, but it's still significantly more than what he made at his job. Hazard pay is still zero. And most essential employees are making less than a lot of people on unemployment benefits at the moment. So if people on unemployment benefits are making 156% more than they were at their job prior to the benefits, well, it's kind of the same thing, but it's just gonna be, I don't know, a couple a couple percentages less. It's not going to be a 156% average. Maybe it's 120 or something. Because you're just subtracting 100 to $200. But with that being said, I wanted to go over the math real quick. And there's a lot of people. From my understanding, America in general has become very, very selfish. No one really cares about each other. Some people do, but a majority don't. They're just looking out for themselves, right? And that's fine because that's just how people are in general. No matter how many ornamental words we use, how many times we try to sprinkle something with diamonds and ideals, people are people at the end of the day. We're all selfish, and we have to try our best not to be very selfish. And there's only a very select few of people who are not selfish. But with that being said, you know, I just want to go over the math real quick, and it's something you guys need to consider because, yes, a lot of unemployed people feel screwed over, but then there's a lot of people who do, but who don't. But most essential employees in general are the ones who are really suffering, and you have to look at it like this: if there's two brothers, right? One's a janitor who got laid off in February, and he makes $10 an hour. The other brother works at a hospital and he makes $10 an hour. He's risking his life every day. He's not receiving hazard pay. He's working crazy hours. He's risking his health, and he has no time to his mental needs because he's just so stressed out working harder than ever. But that being said, they both make $10. One works at a school, one works at a hospital. So they're both making $10 an hour, right? And he times that by 40, that's $400. So one brother for the past 16 weeks, right, the past 4 months, has made $6,400. Okay, the essential employee brother has made $6,400 to be an essential employee, risking his health, working harder than ever, more stressed out, and, maybe they had to cut back on hours, so he's doing the job of 3 janitors because they can't pay for another janitor. So, the brother who's been working the whole time is making 6,400. The other brother, who's making $10 an hour times 40, he's making half that, right? Because he's on unemployment benefits of 50%. So you get 50% of from his wages. So he's making $200. Then he gets the $600 from the CARES Act, times that by 16. He received double the income of what his brother did while risking his health. But the other brother, well, both brothers are family men, right? One brother who's making 12,800 has all his free time on his hands. So what did he decide to do? He's decided to go back to school, perhaps, focus on a skill, a trade, focus on his education, spend time with his family, his wife, his kids. He's bought extra luxuries from Amazon and Netflix and all these other things. And maybe he's gone on a small family vacation because no one's really following the quarantine rules around where I live in particular. So, most essential employees aren't even making this much. Okay? So now, there's been a lapse of time where basically for the past month now, because it's August 30th, they've enacted another $300 to $400 bonus, right? So this person is going to receive, I don't know, let's just say 400 times the past 4 weeks. He's going to receive a 1,600 lump sum, and then he's going to receive 200 times 4. Oops. So he's going to receive, in the past month, he's going to receive $2,400, while the other brother is only going to receive $1,600. So he's receiving significantly less, having less time to himself, being stressed out, essential employee, while the other brother who's been on furlough is still making more. And then moving forward in September, when more and more unemployment benefits start getting bonuses start getting reenacted once again. If one brother is making, if the brother who's at home furloughed doesn't have to go back to work yet, is making $400, and then you divide that by 2, and then you add the $400 bonus, the brother who has more free time than ever is making $600 per week. The other brother is making $400 a week. So the other brother who's sitting at home doing whatever he wants to do, maybe he decided to travel because of 14-day quarantine rule and he has a job guaranteed to go back to. So maybe he's taken some trips on vacation. Maybe he's gone down to the wherever. Maybe he's just gone on a little small vacation. Maybe he's spending his time and money on buying gold and silver, stock market, stock investing, all these other things. Maybe playing video games for the kids. Maybe he's just doing all these great things in his life. Is making $200 more per week than the person who's risking his life every day, working harder than ever, and sacrificing his life for the people like him. Even if he got $300, it would just be $100 less. Does this make sense to you? Not really. It doesn't make sense to me. What's the point of being an essential employee? I don't know. As of now, I would rather be on unemployment benefits, even with the $300 to $400. It's just more beneficial. All this free time to do whatever you want. Time is money. There's a saying that time is money because time truly is money. And now people have more time than ever to do whatever they want. Maybe they can actually increase their future earning potential. This is one of the biggest economic problems that we've faced in a long time. People can better focus and buy things like resources, foods, gold, silver, education, and things that can help them transition into the future and the economic problems moving forward. But the essential employees, nope, they're getting screwed over. And also, with the cost of goods and services rising, how is the brother who's been working the whole time as an essential employee gonna be able to provide for his family once he finds that, I don't know, maybe the steak or the chicken that used to cost $3.99 a pound goes up to $5.99 a pound? What about when he goes to the grocery store and he buys food for the week? It not only costs $150 to provide for his family per week, but it goes up to $200 because of all the inflation. Well, one brother might be okay because he's been making more money on unemployment benefits, but not the one who's been working. I can't believe this has happened. I can't believe essential employees have been screwed over so hard. This is amazing. I just cannot believe how poorly the government has screwed over essential employees, the backbone of America, the one providing goods and services to America's economy and the people. But you know what? I don't know. Nothing shocks me anymore. At this point, I've given up on this country.